Yes, team people, what's happening? I think we're live. Yes, we are live. We're live on Instagram, we're live on YouTube, and we are live on Facebook. We'll give it 30 seconds, let it populate. Let socials go around and fucking my view all, letting you know that we are live. We've got a few jumping on now on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, what's happening, gang? Thanks for jumping on. If everyone can hear me and see me okay, please leave me an emoji, any emoji, your choice today, in the comments so I know that everyone can hear me and you can see me. It's been a while since we've done a live. It's got to be a good fucking 3 weeks or so, I think. Cool. Right. Got a few people jumping on now. We're going to get this party started. We've got our emoji. Thank you very much. We're going to get this party started in a couple of moments. We've got a good one lined up for you guys, all about problems. I'm not going to give too much away because I've not hit fucking record on the podcast system yet. So, cool. Right, we are going. Shall we go? Should we get going? I think we should. Right. Let's hit record. 3, 2, 1. Yes, gang, welcome back to the show, to another episode of the Type 1 Movement podcast. And in this episode today, I'm going to be, it sounded very robotic then, and in this, I'm going to be talking about why problems are fucking great for us as Type 1s, why you have to learn to embrace them. Before we get into it though, please leave me a rating and a review on the podcast app, as it really does help me reach more Type 1 diabetics and positively impact our community. Also, whatever device or platform, iTunes, Stitcher, whatever it is that you're using to listen to this episode on, please give it a fucking screenshot, share it on your Instagram stories, share it on Facebook, tag a Type 1 buddy, tag myself so I can reach out and say thank you. So, what sparked this episode, motivated me to do it a little bit, is a saying that we're very big on, like with clients, and I put a lot of socials out on this, and I'm like, hey, like, us as Type 1 diabetics, you need to view yourself and you see yourself as a problem solver, right? And there's a little quote that I love. Like, I've probably not fucking made this up, but it's so simple. And it's like, we only learn from problems. Think about this. Take managing our diabetes out of the equation. If you're to go through life and you're to die and you've not encountered a single problem, you're going to know fucking jack shit. You're not going to know anything. If you think about all the knowledge and the skills that you have, whatever part of your life they come into play, I can fucking guarantee you that you only have them because you faced a problem. You only have these skills and knowledge because you faced a problem in some way, shape, or form. So the thing that it doesn't get to me, but that I don't understand, is when Type 1 start seeing problem with the blood glucose control and they get all in their own head, they get frustrated and they think that they're failing. No, like, people with great blood glucose control and great diabetes management only have got that from facing a lot of problems and finding a solution. So this is the first bit of gold, a bit of a nugget in there for you as a Type 1 listening to this. When you encounter a problem with your blood glucose levels or your diabetes management on the whole, please embrace it and look at it as a chance and an opportunity to learn, because it's the only way that you're going to fucking learn is by facing a problem. If stuff goes to plan and stuff's smooth all the time, you will never fucking learn anything. I can guarantee you that. And I get asked a lot, Tom, how do you have all this knowledge on managing diabetes? You know what my answer is? Because I've fucked a lot of things up and I've faced a lot of problems and I've found a solution. That's it, which comes down to experience. Yeah. So I want to start, well, we've already fucking started, but I want to tell you guys a couple of my favorite stories of how I learned specific things in terms of like diabetes, Type 1 diabetes. Two different stories. The first one is I think it was the night or the day after I come out of hospital upon diagnosis. Years ago now, I'm 36 now, I was diagnosed at 21, right? And I come out and he used to work the door, used to be a doorman, right? Won't think that to look at me now, but hey, I was about 19 stone, full of fucking steroids at the time, like funny days. Anyway, I think it was the night after I come out of hospital, I had a Chinese. I was on injections at the time. I had a Chinese just before I was going out to work on the door in the evening. And I remember thinking, like, trying to figure out the carb count and all that, whacked a load of insulin in, don't know how much it was. Got to work a couple of hours later, I was in range, happy days. And I was finger pricking like fuck. We didn't have CGMs or Libras in those days. I was finger pricking like fuck because I was an obsessive bastard, right? And each finger prick was probably like 15 minutes, 30 minutes apart, what have you. And I could see my levels spiking and it was going up and up. And I was like, what? It's been 3-4 hours, 5 hours after I had food. Why is it doing this? This shouldn't be happening. This isn't right. This is my knowledge that I had so far. I was like, this isn't how it should be going down. But it was. That was a problem that I faced, which kind of opened the door. I didn't solve it there and then, but it opened the door to me thinking, hey, like high sugar, high fat, a lot of carbs in the Chinese. Why is it causing my blood glucose levels to spike? That was the first time I ever experienced anything like that. Yeah. Later down the line, I did more research. Now we understand about split bolusing for high fat, high protein meals. But that was my first story. That was my first encounter. I was so confused, thinking I got everything right. And then my levels are spiking. The second story I've got is I woke up one morning and I was in range, perfectly in range. Can't remember what the numbers are because this was fucking years ago now. And I took my car out to a car wash, hand car wash. So I was washing it myself, spraying it down. I come back and my levels were high. And I was like, what the fuck? I've not eaten anything. Why did I wake up? I was in range. I went out. I washed my car manually. And I come back and I've got a spike in my levels. Why am I out of range now? Why am I high? Don't know what the number was, but I was obviously fucking spiked. This was a problem, and this opened the door again to me realizing that not just exercise, but certain levels of movement and activities can cause our levels to sometimes spike, in my case, or sometimes drop in other type ones. These are two examples of great problems that I faced that got me thinking and opened the door to me starting to learn how to solve these problems. There's been many problems that I've faced myself, been many problems that we face with clients that allow us to find a solution. And what I'm getting at here is you need a certain mindset as a type 1 diabetic. You've got to see yourself as a problem solver, and you can't be letting your fucking head fall off when you do face a problem, because you are always, throughout the whole of life, we're always going to get problems. And you need to be viewing these certain problems as an opportunity to learn. Like, I was a little bit frustrated after that Chinese. I was like, why the fuck? Why is this happening? This shouldn't be happening. Like, what's going on? I'm still spiking 3, 4, 5 hours later. But it's a problem, and I'm thankful for that problem now. Yeah. So you as a type 1, I see this amongst the type 1 communities a lot. They're like, why did this happen? This is a problem. It's frustrating. It shouldn't happen, blah, blah, blah. No, like, you need to calm the foot down, chill yourself out, and find a solution. Because if you go into it in that mindset, the outcome is going to be much better and you're going to be able to learn from it. So there's like a little 4-step process that I like to use for us as type 1s when we're encountering problems, right? I'm going to talk you through them now. The first one, probably the biggest one, is you've got to get calm. If you've come into a problem and you're fucking emotional to fuck, you're feeling anxious, your stress levels are through the roof, you're not going to think clearly, you're not going to have clarity, you're not going to be able to solve it. Simple as that. Yeah, so if you see a spike or a drop, obviously, like, treat it. But if something happens that is a problem, first of all, calm yourself down. This is the skill in itself, right? And I understand it can be frustrating sometimes, but you need to get yourself calm and in the right mindset to be able to solve the problem, right? The second step then, after sitting yourself down, take a few deep breaths. Remember, like Tom said, get calm. All right, chill the fuck out. A few big deep breaths, 5 to 10 deep breaths, calm the fuck down. The second step is you've got to be able to isolate the problem. Yeah. Like with me having the Chinese, I was like, oh, I wonder what could have caused that. Well, I had that Chinese. I'm isolating the problem. I'm taking everything else out of it, and I'm just isolating the problem. You can't isolate a problem if your fucking anxiety levels are through the roof and you're stressed the fuck. You can't do that. So you've got to be able to isolate the problem. Calm yourself down. Stop your brain fuzzing all over the fucking place. Just isolate the problem. The third step is assessing why the problem happened. This is challenging depending on your knowledge of why certain things happen. Like at the time, going back to the Chinese story, I didn't understand what fats and proteins did, but I managed to isolate it. And I was like, when I'm assessing it, that can really be the only thing, right? It's all I've eaten. The last thing that I've eaten. So I was managed to isolate it and then assess why it happened. Say with the car wash, not anything else. I had a good assessment and I assessed why it happened. Yeah. This is a side. I'm going to take a sideline from this at the moment because a lot of type 1s will say it's all just fucking trial and error. It's not, though. It's not if you know where you're looking. You need to be able to assess it. Things don't happen just through randomness. Might have made up a word there. Don't know if I fucking have. But things don't randomly happen to our blood glucose levels. There's always a reason. 9 times out of 10, there's a reason. Yeah? There's going to be a reason. You need to be able to get the foot calm. Probably made up a sentence there again. Get calm. Get yourself fucking calm. Isolate the problem. And then you've got a clear, concise brain function. You've not got fucking brain fog in thinking, right, let me assess the situation. Let me run my skills through it and figure out why it happened. Then the 4th step, try a solution. Try a solution to the problem. Yeah. Sometimes it'll work first time. A lot of the time it won't. And this is one big thing I want to get across to you guys as type 1 diabetics. Your first time, your first solution that you try won't always work. But then if you face a problem again, guess what? Go through that and you're going to have more knowledge, because if you're like, right, I tried this solution, it didn't work, but what I learned from it is X, Y, Z. So on the next solution, I'm going to try something else. This is how you build your knowledge bank up. This is how you build your skills up. And it all starts with a problem. This is why I'll name this fucking episode, Why Problems Are Great for Us as Type 1s. I always say this to our clients that come into our program. I'm like, look, it's going to be an amazing journey. We're going to get some fucking great wins. But there's going to be some times that you encounter a lot of problems and it gets really frustrating. And I want everyone that comes into our program to encounter a problem, because that opens up the door for a conversation with their coach. And that gives them skills and knowledge. And I say this as well. So my worst fear is someone's come into our program, finish the program, not encounter problems, and then encounter a problem when they're no longer on the program. You're not going to learn that way. Yeah. So if there's one thing that you get from this, remember the 4-step process: get calm, isolate the problem, assess why it happened, try a fucking solution. First solution doesn't work. Cool. You've learned something, go again. But the main thing is, like, you need to embrace problems. I know it might sound wishy-washy, but you need to embrace problems and understand that if you're thinking you're going to go through your journey in your life as a type 1 diabetic not having no problems, you're hugely fucking mistaken. And when you're in that mindset, as soon as you encounter a problem, you try and be, oh, that shouldn't happen, that wasn't there. This causes anxiety levels to go up because you just get stressed, which can possibly impact your blood sugar levels. Yeah? So you need to be willing to be like, right, I know I'm going to encounter a problem. When you wake up in the morning, try this, sit down, be like, right, I'm probably going to encounter a problem today, but you know what? It's going to fucking teach me something. It's going to be a valuable lesson, and I'm embracing it. I hope I encounter problems. And I kind of go with that mindset all the time. With my own blood glucose levels, with my business, with whatever it is, I'm like, right, if I get some problems, fucking great, because I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to get a solution for them that if the problem wouldn't have happened, I would have never had. And look, I've basically built our program out of problems. That's it. And our job as coaches is to help you guys solve your problems. Yeah. So you just need to switch your perspective and your frame of mind of how you're looking at problems when you encounter them. Don't fucking get stressed. Don't try and argue the data. Don't get all in your own head and think you're failing and think you're a shit diabetic. No, we all get problems. It's how we learn. Team, that is it. If you got value from this episode, I'm hoping that you did. I'm hoping that now, next time you encounter a problem or something that, I'm not really going to say something that you don't think should happen, but a problem, you can be like, right, let's fucking go. I'm going to fucking learn from this now. Yeah. If that's the only thing that you got from this episode, I've done my job. Happy days. Buzzing. Thanks very much for listening. Until the next episode, have a fucking great day. Peace. Right, I'm going to stay on. I know we had a couple of comments coming in. If anyone's got any comments, I'm going to stay on for a couple of minutes to answer you guys' comments. So you can get typing them out. I've looked for you guys on Instagram. Cheers for people sticking emojis in to let me know that you can hear me and see me at the start. I appreciate that. I've not done an episode or a live yet where no one's been able to hear me and see me, so that's good. Gabri, it's too bad that doctors don't preach this mindset when it comes to managing type 1 diabetes. It is. But you know what? I think a lot of stuff as a type 1 diabetic, you can only learn and understand from being a type 1 diabetic. I really do believe that. Like the emotions, the frustrations, the ups, the downs, like you can't read that in a textbook and be emotionally connected to it. But I suppose it will. I think if someone's telling you that isn't a type 1 diabetic, hey, you've got to see yourself as a problem solver. You're going to encounter problems. You're instantly like, oh, fuck you. You don't understand it. That's kind of my mindset. And a lot of the type 1s that we speak to, as bad as it is, there's an instant emotional disconnect. But I do think, and I say this a lot, that when people are first diagnosed, there should be a bit more help mentally because it's a big burden to take as well. And I think this problem solving sort of skill should be sort of in that as well. But that's a great comment. I do agree with you. Cool. Right. Okie doke. That is it, guys, on the live. Thanks very much for watching, for listening. And hopefully you guys got some gems, some bits and nuggets, and some value from that as well. So until the next live, have a great day. Thank you. Peace.